Will council please come to order, and will the clerk please call the roll?
Anderson.
Present.
Oliver.
Here.
Ford.
Here.
Hager-Smith.
Here.
Mattingly.
Here.
Sutphin.
Here.
Watson.
Present.
We will begin with our consent agenda this evening, and that includes approval of town council minutes for March 4. What is council's pleasure on the consent agenda?
I move for approval of the consent agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Oliver.
Aye.
Ford.
Aye.
Hager-Smith.
Aye.
Mattingly.
Aye.
Sutphin.
Aye.
Watson.
Aye.
Anderson.
Aye.
We have no public hearings scheduled for this evening, but we do entertain and welcome agency funding requests this evening for 2025-2026 fiscal year. And I will invite you all to come forward, and we're going to use our 3-minute stoplight. And there you are. You're way ahead of me.
Well, I have to get to rehearsal tonight.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So I asked
Off you
to go first.
Off to the races.
Now, I am not the most technologically advanced, but I'm going to try to do something here. I have to tell you, we've been rehearsing the Mozart Requiem every night. And when I get home at night, my voice is hoarse.
Yeah.
And I'm just hoping I last.
We will bear with you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me see. Bear with me 1 second. If I can't get this to work. Well, because I didn't turn it on. Bear with me.
You're scrolling like an 18-year-old.
Yeah. That was recorded yesterday at Virginia Tech. We are doing the Mozart Requiem in conjunction with the Tech Philharmonic and the Tech Chamber Chorus. So the Master Chorale tries to do 2 major works a year. And this year, you have the brochure from our Christmas pageant. We did Vivaldi, and for spring, we're doing the Mozart. But we do lots of other stuff, too. And if you open that brochure, you'll see after the Vivaldi, then there's a whole bunch of regular Christmas music, Hanukkah music, etc. We have no paid staff. We do not pay rent. We have a place to practice courtesy of the Blacksburg Presbyterian Church, and all of our singers are amateurs. Some of them actually had formal music background, but not all. We're community volunteers, and we do everything ourselves. There is no paid staff. So the brochure you're looking at was done by one of our singers. And it's printed nicely because people who attend our concerts cannot necessarily afford to go to the mosque, but we want them to go home with a nice program. Because a lot of people save them and look at them and so on and so forth. So last year, you were kind enough to give us $700, which we used for scholarships. In fact, we spent $2,135 on scholarships. And you might want to know, what is a scholarship for? Were you wondering that? Yeah, I thought so. Well, we pay dues. That's what keeps the chorus going. We pay dues. We buy our own music. The dues range about $100 a semester. There are many people who cannot afford that, and they apply to us for scholarship, sometimes for 1 semester, sometimes for both. Sometimes they can't even afford to buy the music. Sometimes they can. And we also give scholarships to members of the Children's Chorale who need it. We are the parent of the Blacksburg Children's Chorale. And this year, we gave scholarships to 10 adults. 2 of them needed it for both semesters, and 4 of the children. So this year, we're kind of expanding. Let me know if I go over my 3 minutes. We're expanding our repertoire a little bit, and we're reaching out. We're going to, after the Mozart, which is Sunday, by the way, if you're interested, at the Moss. And it's really inexpensive, only $25 a seat. But anyway, after that, we're going to do 2 more concerts, one at Warm Hearth and one at Commonwealth Assisted Living. So we're reaching out because we know a number of the elderly can't get to us for a variety of reasons. So do you have any questions of me? No?
I think not, and the time is up, but I appreciate you coming, and I appreciate the mini concert.
Thank you very much, and I appreciate the opportunity to be here. Thank you. And we did ask for 1,000.
Folks, my name's John Byers, 909 Preston. I don't know if that makes any difference, but I am a Blacksburg native. My family moved here in 1961, and I stayed through college and then came back in 1993. So this is my second pass through Blacksburg. I am representing Wonder Universe, the Children's Museum. It had its roots here in Blacksburg. I'm in the Lions Club, and we grabbed onto the idea a long time ago. And we realized that there was a great need beyond just the borders of Blacksburg. And with the assistance of the Lions Club and some other community members, we were able to find the location in the Christiansburg Mall. We have almost 15,000 square feet right now. We have about 35,000 kids that go through the museum right now. We have been sponsoring field trips. The schools for 6 counties in the area, including the city of Radford, bring kids in. And we recognized early on that this was a real opportunity for kids that don't get to do a lot of things like that to come to the Children's Museum. I put in some volunteer time, and to see the smiling faces when they get there, and it really warms your heart. We are working hard to make things go and to make ends meet, and we really have to rely on the communities. About 25%, 30% of the kids that go to the museum now are coming from the Blacksburg school systems. And so we ask for your support. We've had some in the past, and we'd ask it again. And for the 2025, 2026 area, we're asking to increase our allotment to $5,000 to help support what we're doing and help support the various displays and things like that. We have a full-sized fire truck, actually cut in half. I was responsible for assisting in getting that into the mall. It goes under the category of measure 3 times and cut once because it didn't fit through the doors. So it took 12 hours to make it go about 100 yards. But it's a great museum. There's not anything like it in our area. Roanoke would be the closest. There's nothing like that down to Bristol. So it's a great thing, and we have kids coming from Princeton, West Virginia, and past Wytheville to come to our museum. So thank you very much. Any questions?
I wanted to understand something better. You said 25 to 35% of the kids are coming from the Montgomery County schools?
Blacksburg school systems. As
So
far as we
like
can go.
on field trips, or simply they are enrolled in Montgomery County schools?
Of the 35,000 that come, we have a lot of memberships that kids will come 2-3 times per week. So it's kind of a combination of. So I don't think I have really good information. We have some ways of tracking where they're from, but not really specifics. But from what we can tell, it's about 25% of the kids that come through the museum are from the Blacksburg school systems. Okay, thank you.
Hi, I have a PowerPoint that was sent.
Which organization is it?
New River Land Trust, Mark. Thanks for reminding me.
Should be able to control it with that remote there. Yeah.
Thank you.
If not, I'll click.
Thanks. Hi, my name is Fern Michella, and I'm the president of the board of the New River Land Trust. With me is John Eustace, our executive director. And we want to start off by thanking the town of Blacksburg for your past support of our mission and our work. As you all know, we are a nonprofit organization dedicated to preserving the rural landscape and heritage of the New River region. Over the past, let's see if I can click, yes. Over the past 23 years, we've conserved about 58,000 acres of farmland, forest, open space, and historic areas in collaboration with landowners and many other stakeholders. We focus on 6 areas: outreach and education to landowners and youth, legal protection of land through conservation easements and acquisition, restoration of habitat and critical wildlife resources, enhancement of land through environmentally sensitive management, sustainability of ecosystems, and public access to nature and specifically trails. We do our work in partnership with other like-minded public and private entities such as the Nature Conservancy, the Virginia Outdoors Foundation, and many other groups, both public and private. And of course, we couldn't do any of this without the support of the town of Blacksburg and our many other donors. So really, more than anything, we just want to say thank you for your support and thank you for your consideration of ongoing support for our work. Any questions for me or for John?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And if any of you all have PowerPoints, just let me know and let me know which organization. A lot of you, like Fern, wear a lot of different hats in the community, so volunteers volunteer for a lot of different places, so that I can pull your PowerPoint up.
I do not have a PowerPoint.
All right.
Hello, I'm Casey Hodges. I live at 1223 Village Way South. I'm representing the Blacksburg Community Band. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow says, "Music is the universal language of mankind." There are a lot of great music quotes out there, but I thought I'd start with that one. Currently, we have approximately 100 people performing with the band. Our band was founded 37 years ago. Well, we've had our 37th annual concert, so it started a little bit before that. We have 7 remaining founding members that do perform with the band. Our band is open to anyone in the public. Ages go from middle school to long retired. They come from all walks of life. So we have students, we have teachers, we have engineers, people in music careers, librarians, pharmacists, insurance reps, you name it, come on and join us. We have no dues. We have no financial requirements to join the band. Just bring your instrument, though the band does have some instruments that we loan out as well. We do about 7 concerts, free concerts a year for the community. I invited you all to come. Liam, thank you for attending. We do concerts at Blacksburg High School, at Warm Hearth, Virginia Tech. We perform at the Town of Blacksburg 4th of July event, a Ruritan Fish Fry. So we're all over the community. We try to reach out to all different people. So we reach probably hundreds of people a year. And the people who enjoy our concerts are a larger age group than the people who play in them, which is pretty impressive. So anyone from the community is welcome to come on out. We have an annual budget of about $17,000. I think we're only asked, I don't know what our request was, $600 or something simple. All of that covers music expenses, storage, instrument, venues, a scholarship, publicity, all those general things. Like most of the organizations here, everything is volunteer. Even our directors are volunteer. The only person we ever pay is the guy who does our taxes to make sure we're doing them right. So that's an expense that we budget for. We do have an endowed scholarship. We give 2 $500 scholarships to young people in the community, usually high school seniors. And that scholarship is endowed after our founding member, Ed Schwartz, who was the director for a long time. And other than that, we just have concert donations. We have a giving day. We do a spring fundraiser. We have sponsored ads in our program, and that's how we raise the money to be able to continue to serve the community. So anyway, I just want to thank you for your continued support of the community band. Thank you for your service, and thank you for allowing me to speak today. Have a great evening.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi, good evening. I'm Wendy Baldwin. I'm the Executive Director of the Imagination Library of Montgomery County, which is an all-volunteer local partner for Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. The purpose of the library is to provide books to preschool-aged children. And when a parent enrolls a child, they begin receiving a free book in the mail, age-appropriate, high quality, every month until the child turns 5. The Dolly Parton Library provides the infrastructure, which means they identify the books, they negotiate rock-bottom prices with the publisher, and they mail out over 2 million books a month. Now, beginning last February, we've been enrolling children in Montgomery County. We have reached 2,200 children. There are 3,500 eligible children in the county, 34% of whom are in Blacksburg. Then each month, we just receive an invoice from the Dolly Parton Library, which we pay, and the state pays half the cost of the books, making the ultimate cost to us $16 a year. That's for 12 books. So I could tell you about the myriad places we go to enroll children, but what's special is to hear parents say how excited their child is when they get that book in the mail and how it becomes their favorite book to be read. So this is really the heart of the program. Inspire kids to be excited about reading and excited about books and to support family reading time. So we feel that this is a program that's supporting pre-literacy skills and taking one little step to helping kids get ready for kindergarten. How do we pay for this? Always the question. So we have a very strong community support. Individuals support us, businesses, civic groups, and we write grants. We do everything to be able to support this, because the challenge is when we enroll a child, it isn't just for that month or that year. They stay in the program until they turn 5. So we have a lot of out-year commitments that we are determined to make. Now, a lot of volunteer hours go into this. It's an all-volunteer activity. We have no employees. We have no physical space. Now, is it worth it? To those volunteers, we know how much brain development happens before a child turns 3, and that this is something that we can do that fosters that by providing them access to high-quality, engaging, and exciting books. It's a very cost-effective and efficient program, and since our inception, we have had over 18,000 books delivered to children in Montgomery County alone, and we certainly hope to be able to continue this into the future. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you.
Literacy. Mark, I have slides.
All right. See if the next one works. There you go.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. That should work.
Thank you. Good evening. I'm Jenny Ayers, Executive Director at Literacy NRV. Excuse my notes, but I want to make sure I share everything with you. If you aren't familiar with our mission, we help adults achieve literacy-related goals so they can thrive as parents, workers, and engaged community members. We provide free instruction in reading, writing, math, English language, GED preparation, basic computer skills, and even professional certifications. Our students come to us with urgent needs. It's usually needing to read messages at work so they don't lose their job, communicating with their child's teachers, or passing the driver's license exam to gain independence. Every day we see literacy transform lives, but not only for these individuals, but for their families and for our community at large. In Blacksburg alone, 8% of adults read below a third grade level, and 16%, according to census data, of Blacksburg citizens speak a language other than English at home. So we love our vibrant immigrant and refugee community here. Literacy skills are critical for them to be able to fully participate in our community and to be independent. Partnerships here in Blacksburg. Let me go back to this picture. I just want to reiterate, these are all folks in Blacksburg. So these are all Blacksburg citizens that you got here. Partnerships here in Blacksburg are critical to us being able to deliver all the programs we do. In the last year, Family Reads brought parents and children together to learn English, share meals, and make friendships at the Blacksburg Library. English for Life provides English classes, multi-levels, and conversation groups to support those. Forward here. So these are our classes at the YMCA at Virginia Tech. And then Skill Up BRP is in partnership with Blacksburg Refugee Partnership, supporting these refugee families and helping them navigate life in Blacksburg and gain independence. And then we have 50 of our tutors, of about 150 tutors, 50 of those are from the town of Blacksburg. And they're volunteering all throughout the New River Valley for us. Our funding reality is that we don't directly receive any state or federal adult education funding, so our local governments make up over 10% of our budget. This year, along with many others, we're facing anticipated funding losses, so the town support is even more critical to make sure that we're still able to provide these services in Blacksburg. Adult literacy changes everything, lifting people out of poverty, lowering healthcare costs in our community, strengthening families, supporting local businesses with a skilled workforce, and even creating brand new citizens. These are Blacksburg brand new U.S. citizens this year. So your investment means more adults in Blacksburg will have the skills they need, and we're so grateful to you for continuing to invest in our programs.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's New River Valley Agency on Aging. Good evening. My name is Ray Parks, and I'm the newly hired director for the New River Valley Agency on Aging. And I want to thank you for this opportunity to talk to you about the agency and give you some information to support our request. Let's see, am I doing this right? Okay. In 1950, 8% of the U.S. population was age 65 and older. By the year 2030, that number is projected to be 20%, but is already higher in several parts of this region. The New River Valley Agency on Aging provides what we think our older adult population needs, which is help and support, access to services, and dignity and choice in the process. Some of the services we provide include information and assistance, referrals for services, ombudsman support, provider network, and participation in regional coalition of other partners and providers. We also provide access to nutrition, transportation, socialization, health and wellness promotion, insurance counseling, and also support for caregivers. The New River Valley Agency on Aging supports older adults aging in place in their communities, and we're working to eliminate social isolation and all of the devastating effects of that. And an age-friendly community benefits all of us. So this is our 50th year. This is our anniversary year, and it's a long history of success. We've been recognized for best practices by the Commonwealth Council on Aging more than once, and the support from the localities we serve help to leverage funding, state and federal funding from the Older Americans Act. So these supports are especially critical for older adults who might be alone or without financial security, or who may have mobility issues. So here on the right-hand side, you have our formal mission statement, but what I really would like for you to know is that promoting maximum independence for older adults really benefits all of us. It improves quality of life, reduces medical costs, helps to support families, eases the burden on the social services and EMS systems, and leverages community partnerships. So that is our contact information, and if we may be of any assistance, please get in touch with us.
Thank you.
Have any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Sherry White. I'm the Executive Director of the Montgomery Museum of Art and History. I've been in that role since January. And I'd like to begin by saying thank you for your previous support in the last fiscal year of the Montgomery Museum. We truly do appreciate that. There we go. Your generosity helped the museum to fulfill our mission to connect and engage the community through the arts and the preservation and interpretation of history. I'd like to take just a few minutes to explain the many ways that the Montgomery Museum serves our community. The collection that we have is about 20,000 artifacts. That includes everything from papers and books to photographs and textiles. These are a few Blacksburg-related objects that are in our collection. We also have a few numbers that speak to a little bit about, help us tell the story about our service to the community. For example, our records show that 36% of our membership live here in Blacksburg. And the museum, we offer an array of programming. There's a little something for everyone, and we strive for that. This includes art exhibits by regional artists as well as countywide history exhibits. We also offer special events, classes, workshops, and receptions. One of our two large events every year is this, which is the Heritage Music Concert, and this was November's concert. We had that at the Moss Art Center here in Blacksburg, and the attendance was wonderful, and we're currently working with the Moss to schedule the concert for 2025. We work with the Montgomery County Public School System each year to host a countywide student art show, and that's divided into two pieces, the elementary and then the middle and high school groups. Our volunteers assist by providing transportation for the artwork, and this alleviates the need for the teachers to have to provide that level of support. And then we host receptions for the two different shows. Our partner, Blacksburg Regional Art Association, sponsors the awards for the students. The museum is also proud to be the fiscal agent and host for the Montgomery Junior Appalachian Musicians Program. Students are shown here at a recent market jam at the Alexander Black House. And finally, the Montgomery Museum was a local host for the recent Virginia Association of Museums Conference that was attended by around 300 museum professionals here at the Inn at Virginia Tech. On behalf of the Montgomery Museum and our board, and I do have two of our board members here with me tonight, Tommy Vaya and Jody Daniels, and we would like to request $5,000. These funds will support the programs that we've mentioned here today, and I'd be happy to answer questions if you have them.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you. Hi, I'm John Walker, and I represent the Columbus Institute. So slide number 1. Okay, here we are performing at the Unitarian Universalist Church. We were only 13 players then, but since our first concert in 2022, we've been implementing a plan to grow in size. Now, I'll admit it, we have national and international aspirations. It's part of our mission, And it's a mission that harkens back to when people were interested in establishing and maintaining good relations with our neighbors in the other American republics. In fact, during the 1940s and 50s, children right here in New River Valley were singing the national anthems of the various American republics. I don't think they're doing that anymore. But you should know we are based in and we perform in Blacksburg. This is the focus of our activities and the most important thing that we do. Now, that being said, we've already attracted national attention. Here's a photo of one of our country's most celebrated conductors, Giselle Ben-Dor, who guest conducted our concert last fall at the Hillel Center. The orchestra now numbers 17 players, which is its maximum size. We're currently implementing another plan, which is to ultimately present 4 concerts per year in Blacksburg. We have a large repertoire of fascinating pieces, and when people hear them, they are just simply amazed. It's music that people have really almost never heard before. Now, some of the pieces are the direct result of our own composition competition that we hold every other year. In this way, we're not only able to add new works, but also we're able to discover and promote emerging talent throughout the hemisphere. More broadly, we're also trying to create more interest and awareness around our own work specifically, but generally speaking, around the classical music that is getting performed here in town. And because of this, I authored this article, which appeared in the February edition of Blacksburg Living. So we're proud to announce our first true season, which will consist of concerts this fall and next spring. By the way, April 15th is Pan American Day. That's not celebrated very much either. But we need help to cover the expenses related to the renting of the facilities where we rehearse and perform. Hence, we're asking you for your kind help in giving us $1,000. Would there be any questions about our work and what we're trying to do?
Did you say you were founded in 2022?
Actually, the organization was founded in 2019. It's 2022 when we first put together our Sinfonietta, our orchestra.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good evening. Thank you for the opportunity to be here this evening. My name is Suzanne Gardner, and I've been a resident of Blacksburg now for almost 2 years. We moved here almost 2 years ago for a job. One of my family members took a local job here. I became a remote worker from Blacksburg within the tech industry. So getting here, getting established in the community, I got involved with a number of nonprofits, including the Blacksburg Young Professionals, the Roanoke Blacksburg Innovation Alliance, some of the co-working spaces, to learn, network, get out in the community, take my skill sets out in the community as a remote tech worker. Very excited to announce I just accepted a full-time position with the Roanoke Blacksburg Innovation Alliance about 3 weeks ago. So I'm here representing RBIA this evening and our funding request for the 2025 fiscal year. The goal of RBIA is to help build a thriving tech and biotech community within our region. Our programming helps keep innovators, entrepreneurs, talent, and business leaders in this region by providing accelerator programs, mentorship connections, subject matter experts, funding opportunities, talent initiatives, and events. RBIA directly serves our Blacksburg community through things like our rotating event series like Beer and Biotech, Tech on Tap, Tech and Toast. We also provide great mentorship opportunities through our Regional Accelerator and Mentoring Program, also known as RAMP. Fun fact, in 2024, we directly served 13 entrepreneurs and business leaders within the area. Lastly, we also provide direct support to the Blacksburg community through our large-scale events like our Emerging Tech Conference coming up this fall, and then our Tech Night actually coming up May the 29th, about a 600-person event happening right here in Blacksburg. We'd love for you all to join us. We'll be celebrating our 25th anniversary that evening and bringing together legacy leaders to highlight tech and biotech and the growth within the region. We are supporters of the new Q Co-work collaboration and co-working space downtown, as well as the CRC, of course, encouraging startups to work in downtown Blacksburg and keep their business here. Without our alliance and partners, startup companies would need to leave the region to seek business acceleration assistance, taking their business, future capital, and need for talent elsewhere with them. By working with our regional economic development offices, 2- and 4-year colleges and universities, public companies, and private companies, we are keeping people, innovation, and capital right here in Blacksburg. The amount that we are seeking this year will be used to support our accelerator programs, our networking events, and resources critical to the success of regional startups, and to renew your current membership with our organization. Please help us to continue to create and maintain a thriving innovation ecosystem for this region. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
How do I use this thing?
Just click that, once I pull it up, yeah. All right.
Good evening, Town Council. Thank you so much for the opportunity to present this evening, and thank you for all of your previous support. As you know, I'm Debbie Edwards. I'm from the Blacksburg Farmers Market, and our market is over 30 years old, and why are we important to the community? Well, for a lot of reasons, but I'm only going to highlight 3 of them here. As a producer-only market, we help to support our local farmers and promote sustainability. We increase access to fresh local food, which means a healthier community, and we contribute to the vitality of downtown Blacksburg. But most importantly, I believe it's because we support over 40 small businesses in our area. And to keep that number 40 in mind because it's important. We contribute, how do we contribute to the vitality of downtown Blacksburg? Well, we do that in a variety of ways as well. As a weekly, year-round community destination place, our community gathers. We have a focus on local musicians and events. We are offering the Vintage Market 2 times per month now, April through November. We build community partnerships with our local nonprofit organizations, and we're helping to grow our local economy because our shoppers are not just shopping at the farmers market, but they're also supporting the local businesses that surround us. And so how about our community outreach? Last year, our Food Access Committee thought outside the box, and we collaborated with Millstone Kitchen to provide fresh produce for their Millstone Meals program, which you're aware and you know about. We offer free space to our local nonprofits to come in and create awareness for their organization. We provide hundreds of hours of volunteer opportunity for Virginia Tech students, and we partner with several of their classes for their projects. Last year in 2024, one of our biggest outreach efforts is food access, and we issued approximately $23,000 worth of SNAP and Virginia Fresh Match benefits to help ease food insecurity to our area. We also raised over $2,700 that will be used for additional SNAP benefits this year. And our Food Access Committee was formed last year to help expand our outreach, and we will continue to do the same this year. We're very excited to announce this year that we have created a farmers market emergency fund for our farmer vendors who have been adversely affected by either a natural or an unnatural event like barn collapse or fire. We're still working through all the details on that. The award limit, we're hoping they never have to use it, but they can apply for up to $2,000. And we're trailblazing in this effort because there are only a handful of farmers markets that are offering this throughout the country. We're also excited to announce that in 2024, once again, we reached record milestone in sales of $2.31 million. And that number 40, I want to give you an example and to put that into context. There's a farmers market in Washington State that last year, its award-winning market, had 200 vendors and had $1.99 million in sales. Our market is 20% of the size of that and far exceeded their sales, and that's the direct result of everyone who has contributed. As you can imagine, we have increase in cost with an increase in revenue. And to follow, and just to finish up, our 2025 community events, we'll be bringing back some old favorites like the Mingles. We'll be still collaborating with some of our local businesses on events, and we're bringing some new ones in called Flower Fest and a zucchini race in the fall, so those should be very interesting. And I thank you very much for your time, for your consideration, and I hope to see you at the market soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, good evening, everyone. Thanks for letting us be here this evening. I'm Seth Davis, the Executive Director of the Lyric Theater, located at 135 College Avenue. Next month, celebrating 95 years at that location. We're very excited about that. First off, I'd like to thank you for your history of years of support of the Lyric. We don't take it lightly that the town and all of our members and donors trust us to offer diverse, compelling, inspiring, and educational programming, as well as being caretakers of our historic community cornerstone. So thank you for that. Just a little bit about last year, as you were so generous with the grant last year. We saw an over 25% increase in overall attendance to Lyric programs last year. Our educational programs for youth tripled last year, and we've reached more new audiences, more elementary and middle school students, college age, and international patrons last year. So we were very excited about that. Some of our top hits of last year, of course, our first run in Oscar-nominated films continued to be well received last year. We actually showed 28 of the Oscar-nominated films last year at the Lyric. Concerts continue to be popular. Yonder Mountain String Band and Q99's Dueling Pianos were our most popular concerts last year. We were able to bring back Dancing in the Street last summer with plans to do that again this summer, so we're very excited about that. Started several new film series last year, which were very, very well received. And of course, as I said, our classes continued to grow last year. Of course, as Deb mentioned, everything is going up in price. So the cost of operating a nonprofit arts organization just continues to grow. However, we were very conscious of the growing cost of things as well as the increase in revenue from programming. So we do try our very best to, as you can see, keep those balanced throughout the year. This year already, we've introduced a new Spotlight series in which we focus on a new filmmaker, a different filmmaker each month. In January, we focused on Akira Kurosawa, a Japanese filmmaker. February, Nora Ephron, and in March and April, we're looking at David Lynch. We've expanded our international film festival to 3 nights this year. More youth programming. Our book club is at max capacity now, so we're excited about that. We're also introducing new theater tech and design classes for middle school and high schoolers. And of course, we're continuing to find new ways to collaborate with local musicians and other nonprofits. Last year, we collaborated with over 40 community and college and university groups on over 85 programs. You will see that we have submitted a second request, separate from our operating request this year, for our capital campaign. Of course, as we are continuing to expand our programming, we are seeing the need for additional work to be done in our historic theater. So if you, I know we've had a chance to chat with many of you about the plans for that, but really we just want to make sure that the Lyric is a welcoming, accessible, and open place for everyone in our community. So if you have any questions about that, please do let me know, and I'm always open door, open email, so happy to answer any questions for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For live work. Hi everyone, good evening. Perfect. All right. I'm Lena Schneider. I'm here with Live, Work, Eat, Grow, and I'm speaking tonight in support of a funding request for our community garden program. As I'm sure most of you are aware, we have 3 operating gardens right now in Cedar Hill Park, Wong Park downtown, and then on Maywood Street off of North Main Street. I will mention in a few minutes, we have a new garden opening this year at Heritage Park, which I'll give a little shout out to, but what we're really excited about is that across these 4 gardens now, we've increased our plot number to 129 household spaces where individuals and their families can grow their own food. Some of those plots are even shared across families, so it's reaching an even wider audience. We are also home to a variety of community-led projects, which are another way for volunteers and other residents of town to engage with our spaces, even if they don't have a household plot. And it also allows us to be responsive to what people are really excited about doing at the garden, if they want to come out and learn about native plants or edible landscapes, the apiary. It's just a really good connection point for all sorts of interests. And I also always want to underscore we're really lucky to have an abundance of community partnerships that make all this work possible. And so all of our efforts benefit from volunteers and other organizations like the Master Gardeners and the Glean Team, and of course our town partnerships with Parks and Rec and the Office of Sustainability. So as I mentioned, we have our new garden opening, which is accessed through the Meadowbrook entrance of Heritage Park. This has been a several-year effort to identify a perfect location in a new quadrant of town that we're not currently serving. And we've done a bunch of outreach to the surrounding residents of that area, and we're really excited to welcome a new class of gardeners in the next month. We have 19 new plots that are going in down there, and we'll have an official grand opening date, which we'd love to invite you all to sometime in the next month. I also just want to mention a few other garden benefits from all of our programs and what they're bringing to Blacksburg and our residents. Some of these are more obvious, preserving green space, promoting recreation. Others maybe not so much. We have a really diverse international community at the garden, and I think this is both evidence of and cause for having created a really safe, inclusive space for people to grow, gather, and learn. And that's something we're really proud of. And we're able to just engage people of all ages, from summer camp to Master Gardener retirees, and host workshops. Anyway, I'm running out of time. Our request is for continued support of $15,000. This helps us maintain critical infrastructure. We are really lucky to be stewards of these spaces. We take that responsibility seriously, and so we want to do the best job we can, and this funding always helps us support doing that, and also helps our permanent staff who make all those logistics with all those gardener families possible. I'm also leaving, because we're always here asking for money, our impact report for last year, so you guys can see just a little snapshot of all the great work that's possible because of your support. So thank you.
Thank you. Who else do we have? I see somebody taking their gum out.
And this quicker. Okay. Good evening, everybody. My name is Diana Francis, and I am the new executive director of the Blacksburg Museum and Cultural Foundation. I've been in that role since October. I would like to begin by expressing our gratitude to the town for its support and annual funding in helping us fulfill our mission. That mission is, as you know, to promote, interpret, and preserve Blacksburg's art, history, and cultural heritage through programming at both the Alexander Black House and St. Luke and Oddfellows Hall. We have been very dedicated to this mission, and over the last year especially have worked diligently to strengthen 4 main target areas: collections preservation, genealogy and historic site research, quality art and history exhibits, and various cultural activities for both our members and the general public. We actively also pursue community partnerships to enhance our activities and pay great attention to educating the public about our history with balance and integrity. No matter how or why it started, we are thankful to the town for creating the St. Luke and Oddfellows Hall Working Group and have been honored to work with it and our tribute group on plans for restoration work. Both groups were instrumental in evaluating key elements that need to be addressed at the hall. These highlighted areas are shown here in a slide from Carol Davis's presentation, which she gave to all of you a couple weeks ago. We are incredibly excited to get this work underway and are already planning interpretive exhibits that will bring further awareness to the hall, Newtown, and its former residents. This list is just a snapshot of some of the mission-focused site programming that we've done over the past year. We have reinvigorated our 16 Squares tours, which have proven instrumental in helping new residents and visitors understand our town's humble but ambitious beginnings, and appreciate our current climate. To add more layers and depth to these tours, we are planning collaborations with the 16 Frogs Committee and with people who run or live in some of the houses in the 16 Squares footprint. We added haunted history tours, which were very popular last year, and reestablished Blacksburg en Blanc in order to bring different community groups to our museum. We have also added new lecture series this year and continue to enhance our signature events at St. Luke and Oddfellows Hall. We look forward to continuing this positive momentum that we're on at this moment, and with this annual funding, we continue to preserve our artifacts and enhance our research efforts, diversify our offerings, and offer visitors and community members access to quality historic sites that also serve as functional community spaces. Thank you for your generous support and time. We do not take it for granted.
Thank you. We have anybody else this evening for agency funding? Okay. Okay. I guess that closes that portion. We are under citizen comments, so as any citizens who'd like to speak on the topic of their choosing may come forward as well.
Hi, my name is Pete Macedo. I live at 502 Lee Street. Spoken a lot the past month here, and I again want to thank those of you who listened to the community regarding the 801 North Main Street project. I want to talk a little bit more about listening. One of the first customers we had at Blacksburg Bagels buying our new product, which was pitas. That was the first thing we made after bagels. And the second time she got it, she came back and she said, there weren't any pockets in my pitas. We're thinking, gosh, lady, give me a break. We're making these things by hand. We're waking up in the middle of the night doing this. So we made sure that the next ones had pockets in them. And she always asked, do these have pockets in them? Yeah, okay. So the fourth time she comes up, she says, do these have pockets in them? Yeah, we always set them aside. These are for Lois. Sitting on the rack, make sure Lois gets these pitas. And, you know, we just thought she was picky. She said, I need them to have pockets because my husband is blind. And I put his sandwiches in those. Because if he eats a regular sandwich out of bread, it all falls out. And so I started out just being annoyed by this person. Why are they making these, you know, it's not demands, but being picky about things. And then I started realizing that when you listen to people and they keep talking to you about stuff, it's because they're hoping that you're listening and they're hoping that you'll make a change based off of that. I value all the people who talk to me and the criticism and the praise and all of that. And that's been one of the most special lessons that I've had as being a baker in this town for the past 12 years. So when recently people started talking to me about something else, and that was running for town council. I wasn't interested. I want to be a baker. But I listened. And I listened not only to them, but to the council itself, how it responded to the issues recently. And I really don't feel that this council was representative of the community in their decisions. So this morning I found out that over 125 signatures were collected, and I'm going to be running for mayor this year.
Good luck to you. else would like to speak? Okay, seeing no one, we'll close citizen comments. Unfinished business? None? New business? Okay, how about council announcements?
I'll just say thank you to all of you who came. I've said to a couple of you now that this is my favorite night of the year on town council, is getting to hear the good work that you guys are doing, and it brings me immense joy to hear about the things that each of you are passionate about. So thank you for coming to us.
Well, I'd like to give a shout out also, and this is to the students, faculty, and staff at Virginia Tech and all the community members who participated in raising their voice to stand for diversity, equity, and inclusion at Virginia Tech today. The resolution passed by the Board of Visitors did not go the way those folks wanted, but people came out to basically say, we celebrate all the different folks that live in our area and that we wanted to take care of those folks. I was saddened by the resolution, but it really gave me great hope for our community at the number of folks who did come out, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands. The other thing I'm kind of sad about is the Board of Visitors at Virginia Tech also passed their Student Life Village resolution, which basically, to me anyway, says, Blacksburg, you're going to take care of our student housing problem, and we don't much care. So again, that makes me say it may not have been the way that some of the Board of Visitors felt, but that's the way it came across to me.
Agreed. Anyone else?
Yeah, I just want to announce that the Interfaith Food Pantry, which is located off of Harding Road, from March 16th through the 30th, so there's a little more time left, they're doing their Just One Can food drive with a goal of 30,000 cans of food. So if you check their Facebook page or Google Interfaith Food Pantry Blacksburg, you'll see where they have a list of what they're looking for, and there are collection points. I volunteer there, and I've seen the big boxes before they went out the door, so there's lots of places around town where you can donate the food. We all know the inflation, price of food is crazy. We know that there's a lot of people hurting. I see it firsthand at the food pantry, how we've had to reduce down our ration of what we can give people just because of cost. So the real goal about this is to try to really get the larder filled up and help our local citizens. So if you can, check it out and donate.
Anyone else? Okay, we are adjourned.